following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's edition of Ravens Report, the Ravens hit the road and run past the Texans. Calais Campbell and Orlando Brown Jr. are mic'd up as the Ravens earn their first road win of the year. Plus, we sit down with Patrick Queen and head coach John Harbaugh ahead of the Monday Night Football Showdown. All of that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
15-10-5, touchdown Ravens! They are dancing in the aisles! Oh, what a scene we have at M&T!
Family on three, 1, 2, 3.
Family. Welcome into this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. The Ravens return to M&T Bank Stadium this week for one of the most anticipated matchups of the season. The Super Bowl champs and Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, right here on Monday Night Football. But before we look ahead to that game, Calais Campbell and Orlando Brown Jr. were both mic'd up last week in Houston. Ravens Wire takes us all access as the Ravens hit the road for the first time this year.
Ravens and the Texans kick off, and we will see how the Ravens fare on the road for the first time in 2020.
Ocho, I love you, boy.
Talk is cheap. We're going to talk with them pals today.
Storms raging outside of NRG Stadium, but it is 72 degrees and calm indoors, at least until they kick it off. Ravens and the Texans today in week 2 of the NFL season.
We're going to grind all day, eh? Up front on 3. 1, 2, 3. Up front. Offense conquer, defense hunt. I like that. We're going to out-physical them, out-hustle them, because we want them more than I do. Let's start fast now. Hit them out fast. BYOE, baby. BYOE. Bring your energy. Come on. Come on, Dan. Don't run in my gap. You know me better than that, bro. We gonna wait, but don't run in my gap. To someone else's gap. You know me better than that. You want it. You got it. Oh, yeah. You want it. You got it.
Third down doesn't convert, and the Texans will go for it. 4th and 1. Watson, play action, under pressure. His pass is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Darren Fells, who was well covered by Patrick Queen, and the Ravens defense delivers on the final play of the opening quarter.
Told y'all. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know why y'all trying to deal with us.
Let's go let loose, Matt. Let's go.
Lamar Jackson fakes the pass to the right, comes back with the screen to Ingram at the 30. 25, 20, near side 15, and he is shouldered out of bounds there by A.J. Moore.
Let's go, man. Let's go push this in. Let's punch this in. When we coming back right out and scoring again.
Play action. Jackson throws, goal line, caught, Pat Ricard, touchdown Ravens.
Let's touch them.
You want to get your hands under that thing, baby.
We're getting rolling now,
Let's go. Let's go. Y'all gonna get a turnover and stop, man. We right behind y'all. Hey, man, it's on us right here. It's on us right here. Right here. Let's do this. Let's go.
Come on, O. Run that ball, baby.
The give is to Edwards off left tackle, big hole. 40, 45, puts his helmet down and gets all the way out to the 49-yard line.
Keep choking that ball, though, baby. I love watching you out there. Hey, young fella representing.
Tucker from 47. It is good. Just squeezes it inside the upright, and the Ravens extend their lead to 13.
We going. Hey, I always like competing against you, dog. Always like competing against you. Much love, much respect, baby. Hey, good. Real good, man. Well, for sure, man. Appreciate it, man. They love that. We got to learn to win tough games anyway. We got to learn to grind them out. But, hey, this is what's good for us, though, because if they'll grind the game out, learn how to win complicated, hard games, it's a good feel.
Each team had the ball one time in the third quarter, and now with 14:47 left to play in the ball game, second half so far has been an exchange of field goals. With a very different offensive game plan in the second half than we saw in the first half. It has been much more read option and Gus the Bus running it up the middle.
Keep feeding me! Keep feeding me! I My boy said, run behind me. Got frustrated out there. Got him frustrated out there.
Well, they've decided to go for it. Lamar Jackson splits out wide to the left. It'll be a direct snap to Mark Ingram, running off left tackle. He's got a huge hole.
Oh, wow.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Ravens.
You know what time it is?
That's how you block. That's how you block.
Keep working, D. We got y'all back, man. Keep working. We got y'all back, man.
That's y'all, O. I appreciate y'all. I said, ha ha. Yeah. Boy, black belt back in the day. First degree. Huh? I missed like a mug, too. I missed like a mug. You seen it? He elbowed the kid.
Sean Watson, blitz pressure coming. Watson is sacked back at the 22-yard line. Ball came loose, but the Texans fall on it.
I got half that too now. I got half that with you. Let's celebrate.
That's a big September
Yes,
win
sir,
right
baby.
there.
Yes, sir.
That was going to count for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And Lamar Jackson can just take a knee, and the Ravens can turn their focus to Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Last week's win over Houston was the Ravens' 14th straight regular season victory. This week's opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs, have won 11 straight games, so something's going to have to give on Monday night. Still to come on Ravens Report, the Ravens defense scored 6 touchdowns in 2019 and added another last week in Houston. Evan Washburn sits down with a new man in the middle, linebacker Patrick Queen. Welcome back to Ravens Report presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing. Patrick Queen's NFL debut was one to remember. Against Cleveland in Week 1, the rookie linebacker led the team in tackles, caught Baker Mayfield for a sack, and had a forced fumble. He put up another big game last week in Houston, including a key 4th down pass defense. Now he gets ready for his toughest test yet against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Ahead of Monday's game against Kansas City, Patrick sat down with Evan Washburn.
Patrick Queen comes on the blitz and sacks Mayfield. The first NFL sack for the Ravens' #1 draft pick. Patrick Queen dropped to Sean Watson. Queen forced a fumble, and the Ravens have recovered.
Making his debut appearance on Ravens Report, Patrick Queen. How you doing, Patrick?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking the time. And man, it's just like an easy transition from you. LSU national champion to 2-0 to start your NFL career. Give us a sense of how this transition has gone from the offseason that was, as we know, a bit different, training camp, and now out there playing in live games.
It's just crazy coming off the championship. You got a late season, so you got to go into training late. Your body's nicked and act up. So do all that training, go into the combine, and then get drafted by the Ravens. And since that point on, I've been all focused on trying to come in and help this team win a Super Bowl in any way I can. So that's the focus this season. We're going to take it one game at a time, and then hopefully we get there.
What's it like to be, at this early portion of your career, a part of a defense that has so many established veterans and stars to just try and glean stuff off of, and then also contribute in your own way?
My Week 1 performance was good, and then Week 2, on a paper sheet, it stands out, but there's so much more stuff that I could clean up. You know, I had a lot of tackles that I could have made that I didn't miss, but I didn't shoot my shot either. So it's a lot of stuff to clean up on that. And then like Judon, he's been a leader as well. The reason why I don't have a visor that all the fans are asking about is Judon being a big brother right now, doing his thing. And you know, Chuck Clark, Anthony Levine, all those guys are, you know, molding me into a great person right now and a great football player as well.
A lot of leaders on the field, but on that sideline, you have a dynamic one in Don Wink Martindale. How has he challenged you?
Every day coming to practice ready to work, and he's giving me a little insight of everything that I need to do and taking that one day at a time and trying to build that up. And he just tells me to stress my body every day, no matter if it's 3 plays and they get me out or if it's 2 plays and they get me out. Just keep stressing my body. And sometimes they may leave me in there for 5 plays in a row while I'm gasping for air. He said, just stretch your body and you'll be fine. And when it goes to the game, it'll be much easier. So I'm trusting him and I'm leaning on him to teach me these things in the next few years.
Let's point our attention to Monday night. You've played in some unbelievable atmospheres, big games with huge stakes. We saw what this defense did against Houston. Is it a similar mentality you have to take into this one against that offense in Kansas City?
Of course, Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback. You know, they got great skill players around him. Great team overall. So both sides of the ball are going to have to be locked in. We're going to have to give it our all for the whole game. Can't slack up, can't make mistakes. It's a big game, Monday Night Football. Can't get no bigger than that. I'm ready. I know the team's ready, and we're just going to go get after it.
Do you even have to bring your own juice for this one? I think juice is going to be just coming off the ground and that turf there at the bank.
Hey, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man.
Well, Patrick, we really appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate that.
The Ravens got after Deshaun Watson last week. They sacked the Texans quarterback 4 times and had 13 QB hits. Pressure is going to be key again this week because the Ravens know they cannot afford to let Patrick Mahomes have time to sit back there and find Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and the rest of these dynamic playmakers on Kansas City's offense. Former Ravens head coach Brian Billick joins us now on Skype to break down film. And this week, he's taking a close look at the Ravens defense.
Really solid win on the road by the Ravens. I put a lot of stock in a team's ability to go on the road against a good team. And even though Houston's 0-2, this is a good football team. They held them to 51 yards rushing. They had 4 sacks, 2 turnovers, and gave up only 2 big plays. And they did it in the typical Raven way with multiple looks on the defensive side. When we go and we look at the film, in the first shot, this is classic Raven. You're going to see 5- and 6-man pressure coming off the left side. You see the Houston Texans making their adjustments in the offensive line. You see Queen off the ball. So what do? On the snap of the ball, the 2 stand-up linebacker defenders drop out into coverage, and Queen comes off the right side. This creates one-on-one matchups across the board that allows them to maintain the edge, and Deshaun Watson has to look at that front to figure out who's coming, who's not, and he ends up getting caught up in the rush. Now, the second one is just classic good picket fence defense. You're going to see across the board, everybody gets an arm-free, good leverage, holds their gap, gives David Johnson no place to go as he tries to cut back. There are no open lanes. There's no place for him to go. That's how they were able to hold the Houston Texans to under 60 yards rushing on the day. And this last one we're going to have to see a lot in the Kansas City game coming up because they are so explosive down the field. They got to play zone, obviously, to not let Kelce and Hill go off down the field. But in doing so, if the ball's thrown underneath or they run the ball, this underneath coverage that has now passed the receivers off to the zone have to come up and do a good job of open field tackling. Here you can see Humphrey doing just that. Open field tackling is going to be a key against the Kansas City Chiefs if they're going to win, obviously, this week. The Ravens defense is playing at a record level, as we expect. They have 15 straight games with a takeaway. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. 7 defensive TDs by the Ravens since 2019, tied for the most in the NFL. They've not allowed 25 points in a game in 14 consecutive games, longest streak in the NFL. And they had 13 quarterback hits. That's the most since 2018, week 14, coincidentally, against the Chiefs. All of these factors are going to have to come into play if they're going to hold up against what is clearly the marquee matchup and the game that everybody thinks that we're going to see maybe as a prelude to the AFC Championship.
Both the Ravens and the Chiefs enter Monday's game at 2-0. But here's a key stat to keep in mind. The Ravens have won 12 straight primetime games at M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up next on Ravens Report, head coach John Harbaugh joins us to preview this week's big Monday Night Football matchup against the Chiefs.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens. Who will deliver in this week's game? Go to budlight.com/delivery to have your game day Bud Lights delivered right to your door.
Welcome back to Ravens Report presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing, and I'm now joined by Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. Coach, this week is a big week. It doesn't get any bigger than this, and that's because you celebrated a birthday this week.
Right, that's very good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll talk about the football in a second, but the guys had some fun with you this week on Wednesday. making their way out to the practice field with some custom shirts. What do you think when these guys brought those shirts out to practice?
I mean, you know, you kind of forget it's your birthday. You know, just out here for practice. We're trying to get ready to go and get them fired up and get them ready to go, and they come rolling out there with, where did they find that picture, man? I tell you, Ingrid thinks it's from 2008, so.
It is an old one, you can tell. You were getting after the refs in that picture.
Yeah, which is very unusual for me, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So on the football field, it's also a big week. Obviously, you played the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. How impressed have you been with the way that your team has approached this week, knowing that this game is as big as it gets in the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, they've been good. They've been, you know, they understand, and they're excited. You know, it's a chance to play on a big stage, and it's a chance to play a great team. But by the same token, I think they understand that it's a football game. We got to get ready. Preparation is priceless, you know, and that's what our guys are spending their time trying to focus on. So I'm happy with the way we've been preparing. Now we just got to go play the game.
Coach, you played these guys last year, but your defense is a lot different this time around compared to last season. And one guy in particular that stands out to me, there's a bunch of new guys, but it's Marcus Peters. Since he's arrived here last year, he's fit in so well with this team and this defense. We saw it again last week with a wonderful pick that he had on Deshaun Watson. What is it that allows him to have such a knack for the football?
Well, he has fit in so well with the team. I mean, that's been the first thing and the biggest thing. He's a great person. He's a leader. He's a worker. He's all football, man. The guy studies football. And then he's got, you know, tremendous ball skills and the ability to cover ground to go make those plays. So, you know, all those things it's a combination of innate ability and really hard work that pays off for him.
I remember when you guys traded for him last year, you talked about how he told you he wanted to be Coach Hard when he arrived. How have you seen him kind of embrace that attitude since he's been here?
He's been great. I mean, we've coached him hard just like we do everybody, and he's coached us hard and each other, and it's a collaboration here for sure, Garrett. You know that. We try to work together. We try to bring the best out in one another, and he's been great about it. He wants to be coach. He wants to work. He wants to be great. And you know, that's all you ask for, really. I mean, I'm proud of him. He's a Raven, and I'm glad we got him on Monday night.
Absolutely. And speaking of Monday night, the only drawback to playing on Monday Night Football is you got to wait. You got to wait all weekend. You got to wait all day. Do you talk to your team at all about kind of not peaking too early and making sure that they're ready to go at their best when that ball kicks off Monday night?
Well, I mean, it's a matter of fact, that's exactly what we say. Don't peak too early. that's really our advice, and we kind of leave it at that. So everybody's got their own method. I tell them to keep an eye on me. You know, don't let me peak too early. I'm getting kind of fired up here, you know, and calm me down a little bit. So, you know, we got to take care of each other that way.
Awesome, Coach. Well, thanks so much for the time. I'll tell you what, I can't wait for this game Monday night.
Thanks, Garrett.
Coming up next on the Ravens Report, even with COVID-19 changing the way the Ravens can serve our community, the team's commitment has not wavered. We head to Edgecombe Circle Elementary School to check out the school's new playground. That's next. Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. The Ravens are committed to serving our community, now more than ever. Earlier this week, the organization partnered with Kaboom to unveil a new playground at Edgecombe Circle Elementary School in Baltimore City. The hope is that this new playground can be a light for both Edgecombe Circle and the surrounding neighborhood.
We have decided to partner with Kaboom again for a playground, and we are building it at Edgecombe Circle, which is in West Baltimore. And it's just an incredible community. The school has great leadership, and we knew that everybody was going to rally around this playground for an incredible project this year.
We had an existing playground structure that was here before, but it wasn't in good condition. And so when children would come out for recess, they would more so just run around the school grounds, but not really play on the playground. So it'll be nice to have a playground somewhere safe that they can go to play and that they can continue to build community.
This playground in particular is at a school that is growing. So they happen to be merging with another school, and this is an opportunity to bring everybody together.
With the transition, there are just a lot of new exciting things that are happening for us. We're creating a new school identity. We're changing our name next year. One of our big goals for next year is to prioritize play. Ideally, we envision our school just kind of being the lighthouse of this community, and the playground is the perfect place for that to begin.
This project just really reinforces the fact that we want them to not forget that they're kids and that they should get to go out and go outside and play and have fun. It looks incredible. It's Ravenized, which we love. So to be able to bring everybody together and be excited to go outside and play, I think is just a great unifying message that we're proud to be a part of.
Without the Kaboom and the Ravens Foundation and Baltimore City sponsoring this, it's something that would have been on our wish list for Lord knows how long. So it's nice that this is something that we wanted and that it was able to come to fruition.
This is certainly a unique year, and we're obviously trying to navigate everything through this COVID crisis as best as we can, but the one thing that is going to continue to remain a constant is our dedication to serving the community. We know our community still has a lot of needs. We're not going away, and we're going to continue to help. And normally we'd be out building a playground. You know, we can't do that, but the playground's still going to be built, and kids are still going to be able to play on it, which is the most important part of the project.
The Ravens' commitment to this community is unwavering, and efforts like this will continue throughout the year. Now on the football field, the team's attention has turned to the Kansas City Chiefs. Dating back to 2015, when Kansas City last visited Baltimore, the Chiefs have won 3 straight games against the Ravens. And that's certainly a streak the Ravens will look to end this week. And to do so, they're going to lean on a defense that has not given up more than 21 points in 13 straight games. So I'm already fired up about Monday night. I'm guessing you are as well. And to get you ready for that game, make sure you check out Ravens pregame live starting at 7:15 p.m. on Monday. You can catch it on our app, our website, our streaming apps, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. It's the only way you'll be able to watch pregame warm-up, so make sure you check it out. That's it for us. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week on Ravens Report.